Some people are born warriors. Something drives them forward, past any obstacle, towards something bigger. Maybe they weren't born with a silver spoon, but they were born with a purpose. At Wayne State University, we take this drive and turn it into so much more, so they can become warrior strong.
Hello and welcome to the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences virtual student panel. Today we're going to be telling you a little bit more about what life is like in Wayne State University's largest college and answer any questions you might have. I'm Sean. I'm a Wayne State sophomore, currently majoring in political science and urban studies, and I'll be the moderator for today's panel. Now let's meet our other panelists. I'll be moving to you guys, and can you introduce yourself, tell us your major, and what you miss most about campus since we've been at home all day? And first, I'll go to Raja.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raja. I just graduated in December from Wayne State with a degree in nutrition and food science. Something that I miss the most about campus is just being surrounded by students. I feel like there's a motivational factor about that we just don't get when we're trying to study at home alone. Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And Taylor?
Hi, my name is Taylor Clemens. I actually I major in criminal justice, minor in political science, and minor in African American studies. And what I miss most is I'm actually I work at the desk, and I miss just talking to students and dealing with people.
All right, Erica?
Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Searcy. I am an admissions counselor at Wayne State. I was a sociology major during my time in undergrad, and I had a minor in community action and social change. Something that I think I miss the most about campus is the fitness center. I used to go to the morning classes cycling, so I'm struggling a little bit, but definitely excited to get back on campus and get started with those again.
Okay, and finally to Kelly.
Hi guys, my name is Kelly. I'm a chemistry major. I think the thing I miss most about campus is just seeing everybody in class and going into research.
And I would say the thing that I miss most about campus, and I bet it's true with all of you guys, I just miss meeting up with my friends at either the Student Center or the UGL, getting some Starbucks, studying, and just being able to see people, because it's been a rough past month. I bet we've all missed seeing our friends, seeing people face to face, but hopefully when this thing's all over. All right, and awesome. Let's move right on into the Q&A. So if you have any questions at home, you can ask us in the chat at any time. But the first question that I'm going to be asking will, so why did you guys choose the major that you guys chose at Wayne State? And I'll first go to Raja.
Yeah, so I chose to major in nutrition and food science because going into undergrad, I knew that I wanted to enter into the medical field. So I knew that I wanted to apply to medical school eventually. And I wanted to choose a major that was really practical, that I can actually take the information that I'm learning in the classroom and apply it outside the walls of the classroom. So nutrition was appealing to me in that sense. Another thing that that made me gravitate towards that major is the fact that the classes are smaller than biology and chemistry lecture sizes. So you get a more intimate connection with your professors, and you get to form these mentee type of relationships that become really valuable as you move into your upper level classes and start forming these connections that can later lead to research experience and joining a professor's lab. And it's also really valuable for obtaining good, strong letters of recommendation. So that's why I chose my major. I was also really interested in the preventative side of medicine. And I think that nutrition provides a really strong foundation for that, and something that medical school education kind of lacks sometimes. So I wanted to get that in undergrad.
Great answer, great answer. Kelly?
I chose my major. I was a biology major, and then I switched out to 10 different majors until I found chemistry to be, I guess, my calling. I guess the biggest advice would be like, don't be afraid to change your major based on your passion, based on certain departments and what they offer you. That's how I found chemistry to be like that major for me, because I wanted to go to class. I wasn't like sleeping in class. I was like paying attention, taking notes, curious to know more, going to office hours to want to learn more. So that's how I knew that chemistry was the major I should choose.
Very good. Taylor, why did you choose your major?
Actually, when I came to Wayne State, I was an education major, and I noticed I agree with Kelly. I was starting to become kind of a slacker. I really didn't enjoy the work, so I decided to start meeting with advisors, and then I did an internship with a law firm, and I decided I really liked criminal justice and political science, so I gravitated towards that, and now I love my classes. I love going to class, and I do better in school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. I have just about the exact same interests as you. I have a minor in political, or a minor in criminal justice, and a major in political science. Erica, I understand that you're the admissions rep at the College of Liberal Arts and Science. What did you major in when you were in college?
Yeah, so I actually majored in sociology, and it definitely took me some time to figure out and find that major. I think that might have been my fifth or sixth major change. And I minored in community action and social change. And I think what's really beneficial now that I've graduated and I'm in the workforce, when I was really trying to decide what I wanted, I knew that I wanted something sort of broad. To be quite honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly after college. So I wanted to make sure that I found something that was broad and would give me a large number of skills, social skills especially, because I wanted to work with communities and I wanted to do service work. I knew that. So it's really helped me, and it's helped launch, I think, a really successful, I've had careers in education. I've been a teacher. I've now working in higher ed, but prior to this, I worked for political officials. So there's so many things I think you can do with a liberal arts degree in sociology, and the social sciences really help if you're doing that kind of community work.
Very good. I'm going to move it to the next question. It's a question that a lot of incoming freshmen always have. The question is, how is student life at Wayne State, and how do you make friends in such an online place, or in such a big place? Taylor?
Something that really helps me is they have programs at Wayne State that kind of helps with the connection and events. So the first couple of days you come, they have like events that you really should go to and get involved in. Then they have programs like RHA that's actually there to talk to you guys and help you guys actually connect with other students. So it's just about being involved, and that's how you kind of get to know people on campus.
Erica?
Yeah, just to add to that quickly, there are so many groups on campus that you can take advantage of, and it can be very daunting to be at a university that has thousands of students. So really kind of taking the time to explore the student orgs, and as Taylor was saying, the events, but even really the student orgs are a great way to find your sort of clique of people in your family really quickly on, and kind of have that core group to really support you throughout your time at Wayne State.
Raja or Kelly, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I can add to it. I completely agree with Erica. I think that for me, student orgs were really valuable in forming those connections early on, because you're surrounded by a lot of people with similar interests to you. So it's easier to forge that connection and like, when you guys have that foundation together. So completely agree. Getting involved in student orgs that you're genuinely passionate about early on. Look for them in your freshman year. There's a lot of student org fairs that happen in the fall and winter, and I think that those are really great to get you started.
And we have a question from a viewer specifically saying, what about those of us who keep their friend groups small and don't really approach others? I would say that I had a smaller friend group when I was in high school, and I was a bit shy my freshman year at Wayne State. But really, what it comes down to is there are clubs and you meet a lot of friends in that, but also in your classes where you have people that are learning the same things as you, so they're interested in the same things as you, and you just talk to the people that's around you. I found that just by talking, whether that be to the teacher or just to the class as a whole in all of my classes, that's how I found most of my friends at Wayne State so far. And it's just getting past that initial shyness.
Mhm.
And do you guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think I can add to that. Like, I get that some people are like more maybe introverted than others, and that is totally fine. What I think makes college so great is that you don't have to be a crazy extrovert. You can stick to who you are and be yourself. Find people who enjoy the same things you do, like talking about the things you do, and you won't have a problem. You just have to kind of get yourself out of that comfort zone a little bit. By no means you don't have to change completely. Maybe just like start up a small conversation with somebody and meet people at your own pace.
Mm-hmm. Very well said. It's much easier making friends in college than it is in high school, because you find a lot of people who are nerdy and passionate about the same things that you are. And Taylor, you're gonna add something?
Yes, just really quickly, I would like to say, I actually agree with what Kelly was saying. For me, I actually used to be an introvert, and my RA actually kind of pulled me out of that because she had the group meetings on the floors, and she kind of helped us, like she introduced us and kind of was talking to us and having us talk with each other with icebreakers, and that kind of helped me with my introvertness.
Thank you.
We have a question from a viewer named Bayan. They're asking what are things discussed during orientation? Actually, Erica, would you like to answer this one?
Sure, absolutely. So typically during your orientation, I like to think of that as your kind of final one-stop shop before you're getting started to embark in your college journey. So you're going to be learning a lot about the different resources that are available to you on campus. You're going to be doing breakout sessions and just learning more of the layout. You're going to have an opportunity to speak to your academic advisor during orientation and plan out your courses for the first semester. It's also the time where you're getting ready and getting your ID card, what we call the one card, when you're going to have and kind of use that on campus. So there's a lot of things that are happening, but it's essentially a great opportunity to speak to any departments, organizations, advisors, representatives for your last minute questions before you're really prepared to start your first semester of classes. I know folks might be curious what some of that might look like because of what's going on right now with the stay-at-home order. All of that has been digitized and all of it's going to be offered virtually. And so you're still going to get the same really great resources and instructions. It's just going to be offered in an online module through a Canvas software. So you're still able to sign up the same way. You're going to get all the same resources and information. And it's going to be interesting to see how it looks, but definitely have had students go through it already and say that they feel definitely well prepared for starting in the fall with that.
So, Erica, when is the
Sure.
last day for incoming freshmen to accept their offer?
So the university has extended to June 1st. So you have until June 1st to accept your offer to Wayne State University for fall.
All right. And another question that a lot of incoming freshmen often have about Wayne State is what kind of academic resources does Wayne State provide to ensure student success?
I can go ahead and get started with that one. So one thing that a lot of people in the STEM fields are interested in and concerned with when entering undergrad is this desire to get involved with research. So one program that Wayne State offers is Europe, which is undergraduate research opportunities, and it connects you with faculty members so that you can be able to form these connections and join research labs. So I think that's a really valuable opportunity. And Wayne State's a very research-focused institution, so there's a lot of opportunities for students to get involved, even like starting sophomore year for some labs.
Yep, very. From my experience at Wayne State, I have a lot of friends, and they use CAPS, which is like a therapy a therapist provided by Wayne State, where you just go there and you talk about your issues, and they try to help you through it. I've had a lot of friends who get stressed out or get anxious throughout the semester, and they go to CAPS, and they always say really great things about how much it helps them.
Mhm.
And Kelly, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I think to add on also, we have like tutoring for a lot of the subjects here. If you're into the STEM field, so that would be engineering, sciences, technology, we offer peer mentoring, where we have current Wayne State students who have taken the classes and have done really well, and they're able to tutor you. They work with the professors and try to make sure that you understand the content in the best way possible. I know for the chemistry department, we offer like a really great peer mentoring service, and there are every single day, Monday through Friday, throughout the whole day, there are peer mentors that come in and are working with new problems, any previous problems you have on the homework, prepping you for a test. There are also office hours for all the professors here. I highly recommend that you take advantage of those, because what's a better way to learn from the person who's actually teaching the class and knows a lot about that subject. In addition, we have the tutoring at the library, where you can sign up online and get and make an appointment to talk to a tutor on a certain subject as well.
We have another question. What should I do as an incoming freshman? For someone who's an incoming freshman, I would say just make sure that you show up to campus early, so you can figure out where your classes are, find out the big buildings, because college is a lot different from high school. While Wayne State isn't the biggest campus, there are numerous buildings, so it's easy to get lost. Figure out where your classes are. Make sure you get to class early. Come prepared. Get a textbook. Get a pencil. That's my advice for incoming freshmen. Taylor.
I actually wanted to add on to that. Something that was different for me than high school was the fact that you actually have to read your syllabus. So make sure that you actually do read your syllabus before class, because high school, they'll just give it to you and it's nothing. But college is actually important, because you might have a reading assignment to do before class starts. So just make sure you're paying attention to things like that, and emails that the professors are sending. And also, I do agree with go early to see where all your classes are, to make sure you know where you're going.
Erica?
Yeah, just from an admission standpoint, after you've accepted your offer of admission, it's super, super important for you to either pay or defer your enrollment deposit of $50. So if you want to pay it right away online, you can do that. If you want to defer, essentially what that would mean is you would wait to pay it, and it would be added to your first tuition payment in August. Those are really important. The last step, and probably the most important, is to sign up for orientation, which is mandatory for all students. All of the orientations are going to be virtual. So once you sign up and pick a date for the orientation that you would like to attend, you will start receiving notifications via your Wayne State email that inform you how you can access all of that content for all of the orientations, which again are going to be virtual. And then the last step, I would say, I know a lot of people have been asking about financial aid and their award letters. If you want, the fastest way to check those would be through your Academica portal. Academica is sort of like the central hub of campus information. So you'll find all your transcripts, your grades, everything in terms of student information will be located on your Academica portal. And you can find that at a.wayne.edu. And you'll also find your financial aid award letter there. But it will also be mailed to you later. But that's the quickest way to check if you're interested in finding your financial aid.
Mm-hmm. So we all know that Wayne State is a research university, only one of the 3 in Michigan. This gives us a huge advantage in the form of stronger career connections. We have renowned professors, and even as students, we have a chance to make a real difference in the world. So my next question is, have any of you guys worked on any research projects here at Wayne State, and what was that like?
Go ahead, Kelly. Oh. Okay. So I've been involved in 3 research projects throughout my 4 years in undergrad. And the fascinating thing about research is that there are different types of research projects. So you might realize that, bench work is not so much for you. You prefer a clinical setting, and there are opportunities for you to be involved in these different various aspects of research. So I started off in my sophomore year. I did some clinical research with a professor at DMC. And that was really interesting, and it lasted for about a semester, and I gained a lot of valuable experience from that. In my junior year, I did some research with a professor that I took a class with, and he asked me to join his research lab after the class, and that was bench work research. That was also really valuable, but I realized that bench work research is not for me. So now I'm working on a research project in partnership with Wayne State School of Medicine. So that's a really cool thing about Wayne State University, is that we have a medical school. So there are a lot of opportunities to interact with faculty members from the medical school. And I'm working on a psych research project with the Department of Psychiatry at Wayne State's Medical School. And that's been an amazing part of my undergrad experience, and it's definitely a very valuable part of my extracurriculars.
Kelly, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I can add to that too. With research, Wayne State is definitely prioritizes research, and if you're in the pre-professional field, pre-med, pre-dental, pre-anything, Wayne State would definitely help you in the research area. I have done research in the iBio building with social psychology, and then I've done 3 years of research in the chemistry building. What I can say is that as a freshman, you're probably going to be like, I want to do research right away. And that's totally fine if you want to do that. Just know that you're probably going to want to adjust to classes, adjust to the university, adjust to the social settings. So take your time. Definitely don't be afraid to reach out to professors. They're more than welcome. They're more than willing to talk to you about their research. I talked to a couple professors in the beginning. They didn't want any undergrad research at that time, but they were definitely willing to put me on the list. So don't be discouraged if you don't get it immediately. It definitely takes time. They sometimes want to see a couple classes under your belt. Ask them what kind of ideal research assistant that they traits that they're looking for. And so research definitely won't be a problem if you're into getting a research opportunity at Wayne State.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to add to that, because this summer I was supposed to actually have my first research opportunity with one of my favorite professors in the urban study field. We were going to look at population trends in the city of Detroit and all of its neighborhoods over the past 100 years. But with the recent coronavirus outbreak, I don't know if that's still up in the air right now, whether or not I'm going to do it. But from my experience, those opportunities here do exist, and they're really cool, and always inside the field that you're interested in. And all you have to do is ask, really. Talk to your teachers.
Yeah.
All right. Erica, I have a question for you, because being here in the city of Detroit, we have a lot of students that come over from Canada. So my question would be, would a placement test be necessary if you're from Canada and haven't done any standardized tests such as the ACT or SAT?
So it's really important if you're wishing to be considered for financial aid to take the SAT, ACT scores if you're a Canadian student. If that is something that, so we highly, highly encourage that. But for Canadian students, it wouldn't be a requirement, but still something that we definitely want to highly encourage if folks, just for folks' sake of being able to get the highest financial aid award.
All right, and I'd like to move on to online viewer questions right now. And here's a question by Solomon. Solomon asks, how do you balance school and social life? Would someone like to give their input? Taylor?
That actually was very hard for me at first because I was coming from someone who, like I said, I was an introvert. So I wasn't used to like actually hanging out with people and doing things. So once I came to Wayne State, I started talking to people and getting into groups and actually getting involved. So what happened actually took for me to be very disciplined. I had to train myself to actually really do have a calendar and put things in my calendar because I didn't want to miss out on any work, and at the same time I didn't want to get too overwhelmed. So, and then sometimes remember, as a freshman, do not overwhelm yourself by getting into too many programs. And I think that's what I did that I should have not done. Sometimes it's okay to ease into things. And I mean, it's always sophomore year to just get into a lot of programs, especially because it's like freshman year passes you by really quick. I'm going to tell you that now. So I just say, take it easy. Don't rush into any programs because they're still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to add to that because it's always extremely important that you do have a social life and you do make time for family, friends, and everything. Even though a lot of times it may seem that you don't have any time at all because your classes may seem overwhelming. But what I found is that when I have so much to do, I'm like, I have a bunch of stuff due next week and I should be working on it right now. Sometimes it's like, I just need to take a deep breath, step away for a little bit, maybe call a friend, FaceTime a friend, talk to them for a little bit. You feel better. And that's how I've been. That's what I've done to balance my social life and school work at Wayne State. Another question that we have is, do you think we'll have classes on campus in the fall? Erica, would you like to
take that one? Sure. So, we at Wayne State are taking this world crisis day by day, just like everyone else. So while we are optimistic and we hope that can be a possibility, it would be very premature, definitely, and irresponsible to say definitively whether that can happen at this time. What we do know is that we are preparing and for students to be with us in the fall, whether that's virtually online or whether that's in person. So rest assured that as soon as we do have more answers as things play out, that we will be alerting students and faculty and staff alike. But we really want to keep at the forefront of our minds the safety and well-being of all of our warriors. So fortunately, I can't give you a great definitive answer right now, but please know that we are alerting and informing students as soon as we know what is going to be taking place.
Another question is, going to school in Detroit, how has that made an impact on your education? Would any of you guys like to respond to that? Raja?
Yeah, so Detroit is a very robust urban environment with a really diverse population. So I think that the opportunities for service and service learning right outside campus are really immense and incredibly valuable. So if you choose to be part of the Honors College, you'll be involved with service learning courses where they actually require you to go outside the classroom and into our local environment in the city of Detroit and pursue some sort of service of your choosing that'll impact your local community. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities for you to learn from the community that you're in. I think aside from that aspect of a lot of opportunities in the city, there's also the fact that it's just a wonderful place to be. I think that Detroit is a very beautiful city, and the area around the campus is like, there's a lot of restaurants to go to, and it's just really fun to be there as a college student. So yeah.
Kelly?
I think I build off of that. I definitely agree. There's a lot of opportunities, whether you're looking for job opportunities, research opportunities, internships. Detroit is very, very well equipped to provide you with those opportunities. And also just like going to Wayne State and having it be in Midtown Detroit is amazing, because we definitely have those restaurants that you probably heard on the news, like the top 10, like downtown restaurants are amazing. The events that we have around Detroit, like you're a Wayne State student, not only do you get to attend Wayne State events, you get to attend the downtown local Detroit events. Interacting with the people from all over the world is really amazing, and Detroit gives you that opportunity to have a great education and also get the full experience of what the city has to offer.
I have a question for those of you. What are some of your favorite extracurricular activities that you have done here at Wayne State? Taylor?
So for me, I know I sound like a broken record because I said this a couple of times. For me, actually, I'm the vice president in RHA, and it was kind of cool being around more people, because like we did things like a silent disco. We did a community service event, and it was like really cool to go. And then other colleges even came, and we were working with other colleges, and it was just something different than what I was used to learn from different students about how to better. RHA also is a resident hall association, and that is we basically are the voices for people in the resident halls. If you have any issues or anything you just want to talk about, you come to us, and then we fight for you guys.
I can go ahead and answer that as well.
Yeah.
One of my favorite activities that I've been involved in is volunteering at a free clinic that's right next to Wayne State. It's a chance for you to get to interact with people from all different walks of life. And it's like, I compare the experience of working there and volunteering there to traveling all around the world without even leaving one room, because you're sitting in that patient room and you're seeing people from Bangladesh, people from different countries in Africa, and you're really seeing people from all across the world. So it's been really fascinating, and it's a testament to how diverse the population in Detroit is.
And from my... Oh, my bad. You go ahead, Kelly.
Just to build off of the diversity, Wayne State is probably one of the most diverse places I've ever been in. There's a lot of international students. Our professors come from all over. They come from all different backgrounds, have interests in all different areas. So that was a nice aspect to add to Wayne State.
And I have to say that from my experience, one of my favorite activities that I've done at Wayne State is, I'm a very politically active person, and I'm in the YDSA, and we organized something where Representative Rashida Tlaib came to it. That was real cool. That was a couple months ago, and I ran for student senate, and I didn't win, but it was still a very fun experience. And Taylor, were you going to add something?
Oh, I was just gonna add also something really fun for me was the football games. And I don't even like sports really, but it was just like the atmosphere, and everyone was just so active, and it was so cool. Real warrior pride. It was so fun.
And I'd like to move on to the next question now. This question asks, does living on campus make a difference? Is it worth it? Does commuting have any effect on being active on campus? So I lived on campus my freshman year, and now this year, my sophomore year, I've been commuting from Plymouth, which is like a 30-minute drive. And I've enjoyed both experiences. Living on campus, it does make a difference. You're in the city, you have the dorm life, you're able to interact with a lot of people, hang out with people, go to other people's dorms. It's a good, fun college experience. While commuting, I've had to wake up early and drive to campus early, but it doesn't really affect my how much I interact with people on campus. For me, it really hasn't dampened my college experience commuting. Any of you guys like to add to that? Kelly?
I definitely agree with you there. I dormed for the first 2 years, and then I commuted for the last 2 years. The biggest thing I can say is with commuting, just like you said, Sean, you're definitely going to have to wake up early some days. You're going to have to schedule your time around how long your route will take to come to the university. As far as being involved and being active on campus, like that is totally up to you. You can spend as much or as little time as you want, regardless of if you're commuting or not. But I realized that when I was in the dorms, it was a lot easier because I lived on campus. I can just go to the student org and fine. But when I had to commute, I had to make sure that I'll get home at a good time and at the same time attend the event. So it all depends on how well you time manage, but you can for sure be involved and be still as active as you want as a student on campus.
All right, I'd like to move on to another question. This question is, how can I get in contact with an upper level student in my major to ask specific questions about classes and electives? Erica, would you like to answer that?
Sure. So that's a really great question, and something that the university has done to be as flexible and responsive to the current situation that we are all experiencing is to create a socializing platform. It's called Wiser, and all admitted students should have been sent an email about this new platform and learn how they can access it. But it's a really, really, really resource-rich opportunity for you to be able to speak to current students. You can connect with my fellow admissions counselors and other staff on campus to have those conversations. So I would definitely encourage you to check your emails that you've been.
Oh, I think Erica just cut out. Did she cut out for you guys too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, do you guys have any experience in how to get in contact with upper level students of your major? For me, it's just I've had upper level people in my classes, or older kids in my classes who I've been able to talk to about my major specific work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some student orgs have mentorship programs, and they connect you with upper level upperclassmen. So that could be helpful. It might be tricky to find those student orgs, but yeah.
And Taylor, I saw you raise your hand.
And also professors, if you go to a professor and say, hey, I kind of need help in the class, sometimes they will connect you with a mentor, or if you're just talking to someone, because I know I've found myself just talking to someone like, yeah, I don't know how to do this. And then someone will be like, oh, well, I actually do this as well. And they kind of mentored me and took me under their wing just based on me talking to them.
And Kelly, I saw you raise your hand.
Same. I think some of the classes they have been geared towards upperclassmen as or older students, like you said, Sean. Also, advisors are also very open to helping you get in contact with some students. If you attend tutoring with any of the peer mentoring or any of the tutoring services we offer, you're able to talk to students who have either taken multiple classes in that major or actually are in that major.
And since we're running a little short on time, I'll be asking the last question now. This is for all of you. What is the best advice you've received about college in your whole college experience? Raja?
Okay, so a lot of us go into college with this preconceived notion about what it's going to be like, and we have this like vision set in stone, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to, people have different ideas of what they're going to do, but I would say be a little flexible with that and with your vision, and let yourself kind of explore different things that maybe you didn't know that you would be passionate about beforehand. So just approach things with an open mind. That might sound cliche, but this is really the time like for you to discover those passions that you may have not had the chance to explore in high school. So that's the best advice I've received, and I think that could go a long way. Hello, Erica.
Oh, hi, Erica.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I just took a little nap.
The best college advice I've gotten, or the best advice I think I could give out would be, don't be afraid to try new things, explore different hobbies, explore different interests that you didn't have time to explore in high school. College is really where, like, it's a really big stepping stone and where you find yourself, a lot of self-development. You have free time and you can spend that time however you like, going to class, studying, also socializing, going to parties, restaurants, stuff like that. I think just live your college experience to the fullest, but at the same time, like, do good in your classes and just enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor?
And I would also like to say the best advice I've ever gotten, I got two things. First thing is never think that it's too late for you to change majors. It's always an opportunity. Don't ever feel that you're pressured or you're scared, because whatever career you go into, you want to be happy. You don't want to do anything that you're not happy doing. So I just really want you guys to remember that. And also another thing is, talk to your professors, actually go to office hours, gain a connection, because you do want those connections later on when you do graduate, so they can be mentors and people that you can talk to.
And Erica, would you like to give any advice for college students or incoming freshmen?
Yeah, sure. So I definitely want to echo what folks have said. College is so much about self-discovery and self-identity, and it is crucial that you are engaging and figuring out who you are both inside and outside of the classroom. I can't stress that part enough. I think folks maybe get caught in the weeds and focus on one thing, a little too much versus the other. So that is really, really important. I really want to echo what Taylor just said. It is never too late to change. It is never too late to discover something that you love. I myself finally settled on sociology my second semester of my junior year, and I still graduated in 4 years. Thank the Lord. So it's definitely possible. Never, ever set limits, put limits on yourself. This is the place to do anything you want and to be anything you want and to really cultivate who you're going to become. So it's a really, really great time of life. Enjoy it.
Very nicely said. So that just about does it for time. And we're more than happy to continue answering questions online. Just follow at Wayne State Class, CLAS, on Twitter and Instagram. Send your questions there, and we'll be responding to them. Thanks for chatting with us, and we hope to see you on campus soon. And bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you all for coming.
Stay warrior strong.
Warrior strong.